in my YouTube channel. This is Ashutosh, your host here, and today we are going to present to you the circuit of single phase full controlled converter. Okay, guys, so we have at the left side single phase full controlled circuit converter. Okay, and this is having 4 SCRs. As you can see in the diagram, this is thyristor 1, 2, 3, 4. So there are 4 thyristors, but only 2 thyristors will operate during each half cycle. So first thyristor first and thyristor 4 will operate together during positive half cycle, and guys, during negative half cycle thyristor second and third will operate. As you can see in the diagram, in the waveform at the left side presented over here, you can see the input waveform. V input is here, sinusoidal waveform is there. Then you can see the output voltage waveform. As you can see here, this is because this is full wave rectifier, so continuous cycles are there, okay, during positive half cycle as well as during negative half cycles. Then current, you can see this is output voltage, and resistance, the load is resistive load. We have taken this circuit with pure resistive load. So this is output voltage waveform. Then output current, this ammeter is measuring the output current, the current entering in the load resistance. So this is again full converter. Because this is full converter, this is the cycle, this is the waveform during positive half cycle, this during negative half cycle. And then guys, we have connected voltage probes, 4 voltage probes, 1, 2, 3, 4, and these are measuring the voltage across thyristor. Okay, this is VTH1. As you can see here, it is written over here VTH1. This is VTH1, VTH2. This will record the voltage across thyristor second, then thyristor third waveform, and thyristor fourth. Okay, so basically thyristor 1 and 4th will operate at the same time. So the conduction angle, you can see here, conduction angle is same, it is set. This is the firing angle setter. So switching points, from here switching points, we have set the firing angle from 30 degree to 180 degree. Guys, you can see here frequency is set 50. Okay, and so this is the thyristor 1 and this is the thyristor 4. So also for this thyristor the conduction angle is same, switching points 30 degree up to 180 degree. Okay, because these two thyristors operate at the same time during positive half cycle. Then guys, what happens, thyristor second and thyristor third, in these thyristors, you can see the conduction angle, you can see the switching points, the firing angle is set from 210 up to 360 degree, 210 up to 360 degree. And also for this thyristor TS3, switching points is set from 210 degree to 360 degree, because these two thyristors will operate during negative half cycle. So you can see guys, the waveforms are presented over here. This is the waveform. So let's start the drawing. I can explain you how you can draw the circuit diagram and you can get the waveforms. Okay guys, let's proceed. Okay, so first of all, open a new sheet, a new worksheet where we can select the different components. So we have to select first sinusoidal voltage source, and this is selected. Then 4 thyristors. So here is the thyristor, and you can right click and you can align this thyristor at vertically. So this is our first thyristor, then second thyristor, third and fourth. So total number of thyristors required are 4 thyristors. Then gating pulse block, gating block. You can also align this by right clicking first, second, third and fourth. So we need 4 gating blocks. So we already selected, and you can put at right place by moving this, okay, by selecting and moving these blocks. Then we have to select the resistive load, pure resistive load, right click, it will align in the right direction, vertical direction, then left click and escape. So we have selected all the major components. Now we have to connect the circuit as per the circuit diagram. As you can see over here, the diagram you can see from this presentation, 4 thyristors are T1, T2, T3, T4, and you can name these thyristors as you want. Okay, so this is sinusoidal voltage source. A point is connected here. The sinusoidal plus point, sinusoidal voltage source plus point is connected to A point in the first leg, and the other negative point, the second point of sinusoidal voltage source, is connected to B point in the second leg, and pure resistive load is connected. So same this fashion we have to connect. In this way we have to connect the circuit diagram. Okay, so by using this pencil wire, this is the wire, connect these thyristors, then connect these thyristors together, then connect these thyristors like this, then connect first point of plus point of AC voltage source in the first leg and the second point to the second leg. Okay, then connect gating block or gate pulse like this, like this. Then connect resistive load from this circuit diagram like this. Okay, now we have to name it. All the components you can display. Then you need voltage probes. Okay, voltage probe. This is the voltage probe between for measurement of voltage between two nodes. Now you can select and right click. Then another is output voltage. And then you can drop here these voltage drops, voltage props like this and escape. Also you can drag this branch upward, okay, in order to make simple or comfortable for your circuit connection. So now connect this voltage source to voltage for voltage measurement, then resistive load, this voltage probe across resistive load, then this voltage probe across first thyristor, then this voltage probe across second thyristor like this. Then the fourth one this voltage probe like this. Now you have to name it. Now another one thing you can do, you can add current probe in this branch. So just select current probe and drop here. It will automatically connects, then escape. So this is the load current. It will measure the load current. Now we have to name it, okay, and set the values. So first just double click on the AC voltage source and you can name it V input, VIN. Then checkbox, right click, then set peak amplitude 325 volt, then close the dialog box. Okay, then also for voltage measurement, this is our V input, and checkbox, right click in the checkbox and then it will measure the V input voltage. Okay, this voltage probe will measure the input voltage. Then here for output, this is our load resistance RL. And you can give the value 100 ohm. Then display, you have to display the name. So this is our RL and it will, this is our output voltage, V output. Check this. Okay, then this is thyristor 1, TH1. Thyristor 1, then display it. Then this is thyristor 2nd. Okay, we are naming it thyristor 2nd because these thyristors TH1 and TH2 both will operate simultaneously at the same positive half cycle. And then this thyristor we can name it TH3, and this thyristor TH4. Okay, now if we have to set the gating pulse. Okay, also you can do, this is load current IL, then this will read VTH1, this will read VTH3, this voltmeter, and this voltmeter will read voltage across TH4, VTH4, then this will read across TH2. So you can write TH2 like this. So guys, all the measurement we have named it. Then we have to set the firing angles. Okay, our circuit is almost completed, but firing angle is remaining. So first select the gating block, then select frequency 50, select 30 up to 180. Okay, this thyristor will conduct from 30 degrees firing angle from 30 degree up to 180 degree, and the same TH2, same thing you can do for thyristor number 2nd, name it G2, and here also you can select 30 degree G2. So also you can display the firing angle like this. Checkbox in, and here also checkbox in like this. So you can see here 30 to 180, 30 to 180. Then set the firing angle for TH3, set the frequency 50, name it G3 block, then here select 210 up to 360, 210 up to 360. Also you can display this, and also for gating block this, select a name is G4, then from 210 up to 360. Okay, so our circuit is completed. Now we have to see the waveforms. Okay, so before we proceed to simulation, first you can control the simulation control. You can click this on simulation control. So a clock will be shown like this, and you can set the timing, total timing of running for running your simulation. Okay, so we are selecting 0.08 second. Okay, we have set the timing. Okay, now you can directly runtime graph. You can also see the waveform from here, runtime graphs like V input. So this is V input, you can see, or you can increase the timing 1 second. Okay, you can increase the timing 1 second like this. Okay, so you can see the graph V input like this for 1 second. Okay, simulation, run simulation. Like this. Okay, so this is not correctly appearing, so we can reduce our timing, total time 0.08 second. 0.08 second, then run simulation and V input. Now it is correct. Okay, you can see the input waveforms like this, sinusoidal waveform. Then go to this probe, okay, and click here output waveform. So this is our output waveform, output voltage, then load current or output current. This is the output current waveform. Then select VTH1, voltage across thyristor 1. So this is voltage across thyristor 1. Then select VTH2. Then VTH3 and VTH4. So as you can see in the diagram, you can see thyristor 1 and 2nd. Okay, thyristor 1st and 2nd are operating at the same cycle, for the same cycle. You can see here thyristor 1, this is thyristor 1 and this is thyristor 2. Okay, both are operating during positive half cycle. This is the output waveform, and you can see thyristor 1, VTH1 waveform, VTH2 waveform, and thyristor 3 and 4. These are operating during negative half cycle. So you can see from this diagram. Okay guys, now we can add inductive load. Okay, this is the circuit diagram for pure resistive load. So we can add inductor in this circuit. Okay guys, till then